Hello guys, welcome back to another video going up against Hollow Crown. Yeah, I believe this is my 10th attempt defeating this guy, so I'm going to skip some of the preview stuff. I'm going up against him with Olgamore and Maza. Olgamore can heal himself, Maza can heal Gravehold, as well as get himself gems from the supply pile. Maza's unique card allows him to gain a little bit additional ether, but he has to give his next card purchase to Olgamore. Olgamore's card costs him 2 life, but then allows him to gain a charge and 3 ether for that 2 life paid. And I'm going to be doing this with the randomizer. So we're going to start with our cheaper gems. I'm going to pick 2 out of these 5 cards. This is the War Eternal set. Two. And we get Frozen Magmite and Breach Ore. And then I'm going to pick one of the 2 more expensive gems. I am not looking as I shuffle these. And we get Bloodstone Jewel. So, Frozen Magmite. Breach Ore. Bloodstone Jewel. Okay. So, Frozen Magmite is a 3-cost gem. Generates 2 Aether. You may place the next card you gain this turn on top of your deck. Breach Ore is a 4-cost gem that generates 2 Aether, or you can choose to use it to focus one of your breaches, your breach with the lowest cost. And then Bloodstone Jewel is a 6-cost gem that generates 3 Aether. But the first time you purchase it, it also generates an additional 3 Aether for you. So if you can afford a Bloodstone Jewel, it will generate 3 additional Aether, and you can also buy a Frozen Magmite at the same time. So that's pretty cool. Sorry, I thought I had my cards better organized than I do. All right, and relics. Take 2 of these. Hope everyone's doing all right today. So this is, I believe, my 10th attempt, which is the most it's ever taken me to defeat somebody on normal. My previous record was 8. So I've definitely been struggling. It's mostly learning the new cards I've been having trouble with. Alright, Primordial Fetish, focus any player's breach, destroy this, gain 3 life. And Vortex Gauntlet, cast any player's prepared spell, return that spell to that player's hand. 4 and 6 cost. Not terrible. I would have preferred something that either generated charges, though, or destroyed cards. So the Primordial Fetish is not particularly useful because of the Breach Ore. Although you can use it to heal Maza, which could be useful. So like I might grab one of those, let's say, in the game. But it wouldn't be a major focus. Oh, my spells got mixed up too. Okay. And then the spells I separate into 2 piles. I have the 3, 4, and 5 cost cards in this pile. I'll pick 3 of them, and then I have 6, 7, 8 in a second pile, and I'll pick 1 of those. I started doing this because I had a few runs where I had only expensive gems. That happened more in the second. Edition game, and I had turns where like I did my highest damage spell was a 3. 3 damage, 5 cost spell as your most powerful spell you can purchase is not a good situation. It can really kind of screw up a run. Alright, so a little bit more shuffling. I have not seen every card yet, believe it or not, even though I've put in about a dozen, well, 10 games, I guess, total, because I beat the other guy in the first try. So we got Pyrotechnic Surge, Carbonize, and Thought Form Familiar, so a 3 and 2 4s. Thought Form Familiar deals 2 damage. Excuse me, my throat's a little off. Deal additional damage for each of your other prep spells. That's pretty cool. I don't think I've used that yet. Carbonize, 4 cost, deal 3 damage, reveal the top card of the turn order deck, you may place it on the bottom, that's cool. Pyrotechnic Surge, 4 cost, deal 4 damage. You may destroy a card in your discard pile, and this takes up 2 breaches. So this is my first card destruction, so I'm pretty happy with that. This one is cheap and can do decent damage, especially if I get my breaches open. Carbonize helps with the stacking the turn order deck, and Pyrotechnic Surge is good damage and lets me destroy cards in your discard pile too, so you don't have to time that one. You can just dig through your discard pile and carry it as you feel like. So as long as, because it's cast, if you don't have a card in your discard that you want to destroy, you can just hold on to it. So it's actually a really, really good card destruction mechanic. Whereas a lot of the other ones, like, may or may not be a good situation to use it in. Alright. Nova Forge. I don't think I've gotten this one yet either. While prep once per turn during your main phase, you may gain 2 Aether. Okay. Once per turn during your main phase. That can only be used to gain a spell and cast a 4 damage. I'm happy with that. And it's only 6 cost. So I'm very happy overall with the choices. Probably would have swapped Vortex Gauntlet for that one, Charge Generation. Something a little cheap. There's that 3 cost relic that generates charges. And can also allow you to destroy cards, I think, if you have them all. Something like that. I forget what it's called. It's like a scroll. Probably would swap out Vortex Gauntlet for that. Because double casting cards, I mean, it's not even double cast, and it costs 6. It just lets return it to your hand. It's fine, but it's a little overcosted, I think. I think 5 cost would be better for that one. Okay. Oh, and I gotta pull up my acolytes. No, not acolytes. Let's slide these back a little bit. Okay, so we're starting with Solara and Holdoran. Solara's blood magic ability, any player discards 2 cards in hand. This minion then suffers 3 damage. And Holdoran, 2 different players each suffer 1 damage. Okay, and we're going to start with Ogumor. He's going to pay 2 life, brings him from 10 to 8. He generates 3 Aether and a charge. So he has a total of 5 Aether. So in his case, I'll purchase Frozen Magmite and focus his second breach. Let's prep 2 sparks. Nemesis' turn. And we get Planar Collision, power 2, unleash twice. Discard 2 prep spells to discard. Okay, and then we get Maza. He will pay 3, and he will open that second breach and prep 2 sparks. He gets to go again. He will discard both of his prep sparks to cancel out Planar Collision. He will then prep spark, and for 4, he will purchase Pyrotechnic Surge, actually. Nemesis' turn. Place the Acolyte in play with the lowest life on the bottom of the deck. Draw an Acolyte, unleash. Okay, they both have the same life, so I'm going to pick Holdoran to go in the back. Because I don't want him dealing damage right now. And we bring up Bezu. Bezu's blood magic ability. Gravehold and this minion suffer 1 damage for each spell prepped by the player with the most prep spells on its fine. And I have to pick one of them, and I will pick Bezu's to activate, or during the unleash. So Gravehold is going to take 2 damage, going from 30 to 28, and so does Bezu. And he goes from 11 to 9. And then we get Olgamore. He's got to cast this first spark. He's going to cast both sparks. And he's going to do 2 damage to Solara, bringing him from 11 to 9. And then he's going to pay 3 to open up that second breach and prep those 2 sparks. Not perfectly efficient, but it does get the Magmite right next to the Cold Shard. So pretty happy with that first round. Okay, we're going to start with Maza. He will cast Spark, dealing 1 damage to Solara, bringing him to 8. He's then going to prep 2 Sparks, and he generates 3 Aether, sorry. 4 if he wants to give it to Olgamore, which I'm not going to do right now. I'm going to buy Frozen Magmite instead. I will cast 1 Spark, also against Solara, bringing him from 8 to 7. I'll prep Spark. I will utilize Cold Shard. Costs me 2 life, go from 8 to 6, gain a charge, as well as 3 Aether. So 3, 5, 6, 7. And the next card I gain goes on top of my deck. So I'm going to purchase a Bloodstone Jewel, which will go on top of my deck. That gives me, for 6, that gives me an additional 3. So I still have 4. And I will use that 4 to purchase a Pyrotechnic Surge. No. Because of where it is, I will purchase a Breacher. No, I take that back. I'm going with my first cut, Pyrotechnic Surge. And then I will actually mix up my discard a little bit and put that Cold Shard a little bit further back, so I can sandwich it between the Bloodstone Jewel. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, sweet. We're going to cast Spark one more time. That's okay. On Solara, that brings him from 7 to 6. Prep Spark. And he generates 6 Aether. Awesome. So we're going to buy a Bloodstone Jewel, which generates another 3. And he's going to buy a Frozen Magmite with that 3. And then he places the Bloodstone Jewel there. Boom. So he now has 2 Bloodstone Jewels and 2 Frozen Magmites. And they are all near his Cold Shard. I like to do that so that with the Cold Shard I can use it and then instantly heal. Alright, Encroach. Unleash. So that's going to have Bezu activate, so that's going to do 2 damage to Gravehold and 2 damage to Bezu, bringing him from 9 to 7. Reveal the top card of the turn order deck. It is a 2. If a player turn order card was revealed, that player suffers 2 damage. Okay, so Maza is going to take 2 damage. That means he's going to drop from 10 to 8. Okay. And then it becomes Maza's turn. He will cast both sparks. And he will do 2 damage to Solara, leaving him with 4. Bring him from 6 to 4. He's then going to prep Pyrotechnic Surge. And then with the 4 remaining, he's going to purchase a Breachstone Jewel. Breachor, I'm sorry. And Nemesis gets to go again. Throne Watch. 6 life. Resolve the blood magic effect of the Acolyte with the lowest life. The Acolyte then suffers 1 damage. Pretty good so far. I'm actually very happy with how things are shaking out. Getting that Pyrotechnic Surge gives me some damage for both of them, but it's also, I really got it for the card deletion. I want to get rid of all those sparks as soon as possible. My spell selection is pretty cheap with 3, 2 4s, and a 6. And the relics I can mostly skip. They aren't particularly useful. May grab 1 Primordial Fetish from Maza. I can also use his special ability to purchase Breachors, so that isn't really necessary for him. I would like to get him 1 Bloodstone Jewel Frozen Magmite combo before I start deleting all his crystals, though. Because there's no passive charge generation in this either. But Nova Forge also gives additional Aether towards spells, so. Alright, Throne Watch does activate, so that's going to activate Solara. Any player discards 2 cards. Okay, who do I want to do that? 2, 4, 5. Yeah, the 5 doesn't do much. So I think I'll have Maza discard the Spark and the Crystal. I'll allow him to cast the Pyrotechnic Surge. Then this minion suffers 3 damage plus 1 from the Throne Watch, so that actually does 4 damage and exhausts him. So that's really cool. And then we bring out Kurgax. With 11 life, Greyfold suffers 1 damage. Any player suffers 1 damage. Is his blood magic ability. Alright, so that was Throne Watch's activation. We still got to draw a card. Resolve the blood magic effect of each Acolyte in play without them suffering damage. Okay, so Greyfold suffers 1 damage, brings us to 25, and any player suffers 1 damage. So Olgamore is going to go from 6 to 5. Greyfold and this minion suffer 1 damage for each spell prepped by the most. So that's another 2 damage to Greyfold, 25 to 23, and 2 to Bezu, 7 to 5. Oh, no, and he doesn't take damage from that. That's correct. So he still stays at 7. Okay. And now we're going to start with Maza. He will cast Pyrotechnic Surge for 4 damage. He will hit Bezu for that. Brings him to 3 life. And he will use that destruction to destroy this first spark. He then generates 3, 4 Aether, or 5 if he wants to give it to Olgamore. He's going to take the 4. And purchase a Breachor. It's Actually, I take that back. He's going to buy 2 charges. He gets to go again. He's going to prep 2 sparks. Kind of a weird way to do it, but I'm going to pay 4, buy 2 charges, activate a special ability, which allows him to purchase a breach ore. And Greyfold gains 4 life. So Greyfold's going to go from 23 to 27. Not too shabby. I'm happy with that. All right. Ogamore's turn. We're going to cast 2 sparks. They're both going to hit Throne Watch. Brings them from 6 to 4. We're then going to prep Pyrotechnic Surge. And then he generates 4 Aether. And he's going to use that to purchase a second Pyrotechnic Surge, which goes on top of his deck. And then he holds on to that spark. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Nemesis' turn. So we're going to activate Bezu. So Bezu's going to do 2 damage to Greyfold. And then he takes 2 damage himself, plus an additional 1 from the Throne Watch. So he gets exhausted. That seems super slick. So I just want you guys to be aware that I did not do that intentionally to have Throne Watch kill those 2 acolytes for me with the exact amount. That's just, I don't know, it just happened. I'm not that smart, but that was pretty awesome. So super happy about that. Feeling really good about this run. All right, so that was the, oh, and Navkalis came out. So his ability is Greyfold suffers 3 damage. This minion's then suffers 1. Hold on 1 second, you guys. Sorry about that. Looked like a homeless man kind of walked past my house and my dog's freaked out. All right, so the Nemesis's draw was Howling Spinners. 5 life, persistent, any player suffers 2 damage. So luckily, I bought a few spells. So it is Ogamore's turn. He's going to cast Pyrotechnic Surge for 4 damage and kill Throne Watch. And he's going to also destroy one of these sparks in his discard pile. He's then going to prep Pyrotechnic Surge. And then he's going to activate Coal Shard, which brings him from 5 life to 3. Generates a charge as well as 3 Aether. And Bloodstone Jewel generates 3 Aether. So he's actually going to use all 6 to purchase 3 charges and activate his special ability. And heal himself 6. That brings him back up to 9. So that was pretty good. So I'm feeling pretty good. I have some damage. I was able to heal Ogamore. That's what cost me the game last time, was I wasn't able to get his heal off. And then I got like a double activation on Hollow Crown, and he just wiped them out this early in the game. Maza's got a single. They both have destroyed 1 spark, so that's good. Maza has 1 Pyrotechnic Surge, Ogamore has 2, so there's some damage there. It does 4 damage. It's a pretty good damaging spell. And their economies are pretty good. I would like to maybe grab 1 more Bloodstone Jewel Frozen Magmite combo with each of them. And then they'd be all set, and it's just spells and charges for the rest of the game after that, I think. Because I think I'm just going to skip both those relics. Maybe grab a Vortex Gauntlet later on if I get everything else curated. Alright, Nemesis does activate first. Howling Spinners is going to do 2 damage. We're going to have Ogamore take that. Drop from 9 to 7. And then we get Smite, unleash twice. So I get to choose. They both have 11 life. I think I'm just going to have them each go once. So Gravehold's going to take 1 damage, and Olgamore's going to take 1. That's the first one. And then Gravehold's going to take 3, and Navkalis takes 1. And then Gravehold takes another 2. Brings us to 19. So you definitely want some way to heal Gravehold. Doesn't have to be Maza, but certainly helps. All right, double activation. So Nemesis Spirit is going to go again. He's going to hit Olgamore for 2, and he's down to 4 life. So he was just at 9. Literally just a second ago. And we get Morbid Gyre. Power 1 unleashed twice. The players collectively discard 3 cards in hand. You may spend 7 Aether to discard. So, okay. Because I got that heal off, I'm alright. But I now get 4 activations in a row, so should be able to get caught up. We're going to start with Olgamore. He's going to cast Pyrotechnic Surge. Deal 4 damage. The Howling Spinner, leaving him with 1. And then get to go through my discard pile, destroy a spark. I will then prep 2 sparks, and they generate 5, 6 Aether. And I will purchase a Bloodstone Jewel and a Frozen Magmite. And that will be his final setup there. I almost just bought a Nova Forge, but he's good now. Okay, I do get to go again. I will hold on to those 2 sparks, and I generate 6 Aether. And with that 6 Aether, I will purchase a Nova Forge. Not bad. Okay, Maz's turn. He's going to cast 2 sparks. 1, killing the Howling Spinner. The second, doing 1 damage to Kervax. He will then prep Pyrotechnic Surge, and he generates 2, 5 Aether. Yeah. So he's going to purchase a Magmite and a Charge. Actually, I take that back. I'm going to put the Magmite back, and he's going to purchase a Thoughtform Familiar. They both cost 3. And he gets to go again. So we will now cast Pyrotechnic Surge. It's going to do 4 damage to Navkalis, leaving him with 6. And we're going to go through and destroy a spark. Now let's see, that's worth 2, 6, 7, 8 if I want to give it to Olgamore. Or I can use the Breach Ores as well to focus Breach. But 7's also pretty good. So I think I'm going to use 6. Right? Yeah, so 7 total. Yeah, so I'm going to purchase a Bloodstone Jewel for 6. Leaves me with 1, which will count that as the World Heart Shard. So that's 4 for himself, or I can use 5 and make it for Olgamore. I'll take another Pyrotechnic Surge for 4. I don't really have card destruction other than the Pyrotechnic Surge, which is a great card, but, you know, helps to have more than 1. Okay. So I wasn't able to get rid of Morbid Gyre. I could have. Just there. I probably should have. I honestly just forgot about it. It's really more what... Yeah, I just kind of forgot. I'll be honest. Damn. It goes off. Unleash twice. Navkalis is going to do 2 damage to Gravehold. And any player suffers 1 damage. We're going to have Olgamor and Maza each take 1 of those. The players collectively discard 3 cards. We're going to discard 2 crystals and a spark from Maza. Okay, we get Olgamor. Cast 2 sparks. Both on Navkalis. Brings him to 4. We're going to prep Pyrotechnic Surge. We will activate Coal Shard. Costs him 2 life. Generates a charge plus 3. So I end up with 9 Aether. 1 short to be able to use this special ability. So in this case, I will purchase... Primordial Fetish for... Oh, no, I need to use 5. Or an odd number. So... I have 9. So I will actually purchase a Bloodstone Jewel for 6. That gives me 3 back. So I still have 6. And then I will purchase 3 charges. So instead of a charge, I ended up with a Bloodstone Jewel out of that. And now I have 3 back to back to back. Man, he has 4 Bloodstone Jewels. That's really good. Okay. Maza's turn. He's going to prep Thought from Familiar, and Frozen Magmite will just generate a charge. So, pretty minor turn there. Nemesis's turn. I didn't draw a card. I'm sorry. I activated Morbid Gyre, but I didn't draw a card. So I'm going to draw 2 Nemesis cards now. Resolve the blood magic effect of the Acolyte with the most life. The Acolyte then suffers 6 damage. So Gravehold suffers 1 damage. Brings us to 16. Maza is going to take 1 damage. Then Kurgax takes 6 and drops to 4. Then Gravehold, then Unleash twice. Gravehold suffers 3 damage. This minion suffers 1. I'll do each one once. So Gravehold's going to take 1 damage. Maza's going to take 1 damage. Brings him to 5. Then Gravehold's going to take 3. Drops us to 12. And Navkalis takes 1. Drops him to 3. Okay. Now a second Nemesis card. Infernal Domain. So this is the one I need 8 Aether to cancel. And it looks like I have it. Right there. Power 2, draw an Acolyte. Resolve the blood magic effect of each Acolyte in play. This is the one that generates a 3rd Acolyte for the rest of the game. Essentially. Okay. So we get Maza. We will cast Thoughtform Familiar for 2 damage. We're going to hit Kurgax with that. Brings him to 2. We will prep Pyrotechnic Surge. And then he's going to generate 5 Aether. Which is enough to purchase 2 charges to activate his special ability, which he will do. Purchasing a Breach Ore, as well as healing Gravehold by 4, healing it back up to 16. Actually, I don't oh. Yeah, it can only be a gem. Okay. I would rather purchase a Primordial Fetish for him, honestly. But... And he's going to hold on to that second Pyrotechnic Surge. Okay, and we do get Orgrimmar. Awesome. So he's going to cast Pyrotechnic Surge, and he's going to kill Navkalis. So he gets retired, and that brings out Lurzon. Lurzon's special ability, the player with the lowest life suffers 1 damage. That's not good. But we also get to destroy a Spark with the Pyrotechnic Surge. We're going to prep a Pyrotechnic Surge. I can't heal him on this turn because I have to use 3, 5, 7, 8 to cancel Infernal Domain. So this is a risk, for sure. But it is what it is. Hopefully, I can get another activation with him without an Unleash. Because an Unleash will exhaust him, which would be bad. So this is going to be kind of my make or break shuffle for this game. Luckily, I got 3 Acolytes down, 4th one pretty soon out of 9. So that's almost halfway there. If I can get his heal off, I feel pretty good. Their gems are great at this point. I just need spells. I just need to get more damage. I think Orgrimmar has 2 Pyrotechnic Surges and a Nova Forge. Maza has 2 Pyrotechnic Surges and a Thoughtful Familiar. So it's not like they have nothing. And those are mostly 4 damage spells. So the truth. Yeah. That's it. Okay, sweet. I'm actually going to hold on to the Forge for right now, but that's 5 Aether. I'm going to use all that to purchase 2 charges. Activate his special ability. Heal himself 6. And he is up to 7 life. Very cool. Very, very nice. Yeah, see? Ascend, Unleash. So that would have exhausted him. The Acolyte with the lowest life gains 10 life. Resolve that Acolyte's Blood Magic effect. Okay. So the first Unleash does 1 damage to Maza. So Maza's going to drop from 5 to 4. This is why I want him to purchase Primordial Fetish. 2 of them, actually, just to heal himself. Then Kurgax actually heals to full life and activates his ability. So he drops, so he does 1 damage to Gravehold and 1 damage to Orgrimmar. So 7 to 6. Okay. Now we get Maz's turn. So Maza's going to cast Pyrotechnic Surge and deal 4 damage to Lurzon, bringing to 7. And that allows me to destroy a card, and I will destroy Spark. I'll prep Pyrotechnic Surge. And then what do I have here? So 2, 6, potentially. Can also focus some breaches. Or I can generate 7 if I want to give something to Orgrimmar. I'm going to purchase a Primordial Fetish as well as a charge. It is Ogamore's turn. He's going to cast Pyrotechnic Surge for 4 on Lurzon, bringing him down to 3 life. And he's going to destroy a crystal. He's then going to prep Nova Forge Spark. And he generates 7 Aether plus 2 towards the purchase of a spell from the Nova Forge. So 9 towards the purchase of a spell. So, wish I had something that cost 5. That's what I really want. So I'll just purchase a Thought Form Familiar and 3 charges. Okay, and we get Maza. Maza's going to hold on to his Pyrotechnic Surge, so he's not going to cast that. And he generates 5 Aether. So I'm going to focus my 3rd breach for 3, prep Thought Form Familiar, and then purchase a charge. And Nemesis. Photic Sun, power 2 unleashed. The player with the most charges suffers 3 damage and lose all of their charges. I don't want that. Discard 7 Aether. So I feel really good about this run, guys. I don't know about you, but I think this might be the one. I have damage, some damage. I have plenty of Aether. I'm able to discard a lot of these cards. I feel good. I've been able to get enough charge generation that Ogamore, 6 life, 4 life, Gravehold's at 15. That's after I've healed Gravehold 8, though. And I'm about to heal him another 4. So, I feel pretty good. I'm about to start opening breaches. Try to get that 3rd breach open for each of them. Okay, sweet. We're going to cast Nova Forge and Spark. Nova Forge is going to kill Lurzon. Slightly inefficient. That's alright. That brings out Edris Trag. Any player suffers 2 damage. Then if that player is 5 life or less, this minion suffers 2 damage. So that's pretty dangerous. And the other Spark would hit Kurgax. I'm going to prep Pyrotechnic Surge. Now, this is worth 8. That's 11. So I'm going to activate my special Coal Shard. So I lose 2 life. So from 6 to 4. Gain a charge. Plus 3 Aether. So 3, 6, 9, 10. Oh, no. 3, 6, 9, 11. So I'm going to use 4 to activate his special ability. Heal himself 6. And he's up to 10. Hell yeah. And I still have 7 Aether remaining. I almost want to get a Vortex Gauntlet. Otherwise, oh, I have 7 Aether remaining. Yeah, exactly. I will discard his Photic Sun. Because I had 11. 4 for the 2 charges. Healed himself. 7, a Photic Sun. Awesome. Awesome. I'm going to sandwich the Cool Shard between those 2 Bloodstone Ghouls. That is a killer turn. So I've definitely had some good luck this game, but man, that was awesome. Mutilate. Unleash. The players collectively discard 2 prep spells. Any player suffers 2 damage. Okay. So the Unleash activates Track. So that means Oglemore is going to take 2 damage. He drops from 10 to 8. And that's it. And then I have to discard 2 prepared spells. So we're going to discard Thoughtful and Familiar from Maza, and we will discard Pyrotechnic Surge from Oglemore because he doesn't have a discard pile right now. So I'd have to wait on that one anyway. And then any player suffers an additional 2 damage. We're going to have Oglemore take that as well, and he's back down to 6. There's so much player damage. I really can't see defeating Hollow Crown with any other mage combo because there's just not enough healing in the store. All right, we get Oglemore's turn, and this is worth 4, 7 Aether, but he doesn't have anything else to do. So he's going to going on the Nova Forge. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take a Vortex Gauntlet. I'm gonna try it out. I haven't used it this whole time, so I'm gonna try it out. Okay, we do get Maza. So Maza's going to cast Pyrotechnic Surge for 4, and he's going to hit Trag with that. And that brings her from 11 to 7, and he's going to destroy a crystal. He's then going to prep Pyrotechnic Surge, and this is Breach Ore. He's going to focus his 3rd Breach, and then he's going to generate 5 Aether and purchase a Primordial Fetish. I love that card deletion. It's not a lot, but I mean, that's what he's deleted so far. But it really makes a difference in just keeping that deck flowing smoothly. All right, Nemesis turn. We pull out Mangleroot, still in tier 2. 12 life, Grateful, it suffers 3 damage. This minion suffers 2 damage. I got to be really close to the end of tier 2, though. That wouldn't surprise me at all if that's the final card. All right, and we get Maza again. So we will cast Pyrotechnic Surge, 4 damage to the Mangleroot. Brings him from 12 to 8. And then I get to go through and delete a card. And I will delete another crystal. Front. I will then destroy Primordial Fetish to give himself 3 life. Bring him from 4 to 7. I will use a Breach Ore to open his 3rd Breach. And then I'm going to use 2, 3, 4 to purchase 2 charges and activate his special ability, allowing me to purchase an additional Breach Ore and to heal Greyfold by 4, going from 15 to 19. Not too shabby. So I've healed Greyfold, I've healed Maza back. Olgamore's fine. He's at 6 life. My hands are starting to get pretty good. Yep, that's more healing. Yep, it's all good. I just got to get rid of that mango root. Even that's not super dangerous. It's just 3 damage to Greyfold with him taking 2. If he goes off a couple times, that's fine. I just need to make sure I don't get like a double Trag activation that does 4 damage to Olgamore with some nasty cards, you know. He's got 6 life, which is okay, but he's got no charges. So it's gonna be a minute before he can heal. Not until his second activation at the earliest. And I'd really like to focus his Breach as well. I don't know. Feeling good. Feeling confident. We'll see. Okay, sweet. So we start with Maza. We're going to prep Pyrotechnic Surge. We'll still put it in the first and second. Thoughtful Familiar will go in the third. We're going to destroy this Primordial Fetish as well. And that brings him from 7 to 10 life. And Maza is back at full life. He then generates 3 Aether. And purchases another Thoughtful and Familiar. Alright, sweet. Now we're going to prep Pyrotechnic Surge. And we're going to spend 3 from 1 Bloodstone Jewel to focus his third Breach, prepping Thoughtful and Familiar there. And then I generate 4 Aether and purchase 2 charges. Very nice. Okay. Sweet. So we're going to cast Pyrotechnic Surge for 4 and Thoughtful Familiar for 2. That's a 6 damage. It's going to hit the Mango Root, dropping him from 8 to 2. And allows me to destroy a card. Okay, I am done with Sparks, so I will destroy a crystal. I then prep Nova Forge and a Spark. And this is going to... Yeah, okay. I will pay the 2 life. Brings Olgamore down to 4. Gives me a charge and 3 Aether. And then with the 2 Bloodstone Jewels, that's a total of 9. So I will use 6 to activate his special ability. Heal himself 6. And Olgamore is back up to 10 life. Look at that. And I still have 3 Aether remaining. And I'll purchase a Thoughtful and Familiar. Actually, scratch that. I'll focus his third Breach again. Very, very, very cool. I currently have Olgamore and Maza both fully healed to 10 life with Greyfold still holding steady at 19. So, very, very good. There's 3 Acolytes left in the deck. Trag has 7, Kurgax has 10, Mango Root has 2. And I have some damage. It's not fantastic, but it's getting the job done. All right, Nemesis finally activates. Gravehold's going to take 3 damage. Drops from 19 to 16. Then Mengarut gets destroyed because it only had 2 life. Takes 2 damage. Not too shabby. I'll take that any day. Then we get tier 3 card. Gravehold suffers 7 damage or unleash 3 times. Okay. So a triple unleash would activate Kurgax, which would be a Gravehold suffering 3 damage and a player suffering 3 damage. So I can choose that or Gravehold taking 7. I'm going to take the 3 and 3. So 16 is going to drop to 13, and Olgamore is going to drop from 10 to 7. And I can actually spread that out if I choose to, and have Mazza take some of those hits. But I'm just going to have Olgamore take them all. All right, and we get Mazza again. So he's going to cast, both Pyrotechnic Surge for 4. Thought from Familiar does 4, actually. +1 from the 3rd Breach and +1 from the Pyrotechnic Surge. So that's 8 damage, and Trag has 7. So we're going to take him out. And that brings out Rengoda. Rengoda's Blood Magic effect, any player suffers 2 damage, or any player suffers 1 damage and discards their most expensive card in their hand. Alright, and I will also destroy this crystal in my discard pile from the Pyrotechnic Surge. I will then prep Pyrotechnic Surge to the 2nd and 3rd breaches. And this looks like 5, 7 Aether, or 5 with a focus. So I'm just going to focus, and I'm going to purchase Carbonize. Yeah, that's fine. I thought about doing charges, but all right, Nemesis' turn. Board is clear. Throttle. Unleash twice. Any player destroys their 3 most expensive cards in hand. God damn. That's unfortunate. Okay. Rengoda is going to activate. And that's going to have, where they're each, Olgamore's going to take 2 damage, drop from 7 to 5. And then Mazza is going to take 2 damage, drop from 8 to 10. 10 to 8, sorry. Any player destroys the 3 most expensive cards in their hand. We're going to take Mazza's 3 Breach Ores. I don't want to destroy the Pyrotechnic Surge or the Vortex Gauntlet. I haven't got a chance to use the Vortex Gauntlet. I want to use it. So we destroy. Look at that. His destroy pile is bigger than his deck now. 3 Breach Ores, 2 Primordial Fetishes, 3 Crystals, and 3 Sparks. So I was able to manage that okay. His hand is garbage now. So I'm hoping I get Olgamore first, and I can use Vortex Gauntlet to cast Pyrotechnic Surge, and then restore it right back to his hand. Nemesis. Apocalypse Ritual, discard 8 Aether. I don't have it. Power 2, Gravehold suffers 5 damage for each Nemesis turn order card in turn order discard pile. Okay. Damn. Okay. I wanted Olgamore to go first, but that's okay. Mazza's going to go first. He's going to cast Pyrotechnic Surge, and it's going to do 5 damage to Rengoda. Brings him from 11 to 6. And that also allows me to destroy a card in the discard pile. And there's not a lot in there, but we're going to destroy a crystal. And then with 2 Aether, he's going to purchase a charge. Very least his deck is pretty tight. Okay. We're going to cast Nova Forge and Spark. I forgot to use that to generate Aether. That's okay. We're still going to cast both. Nova Forge and Spark. It's going to do 5 damage. And we're going to have that hit Rangoda. Then we're going to prep Pyrotechnic Surge. And we generate 6 Aether. I'm going to hold on to the Vortex Gauntlet for now. So with the 6, I can't get rid of the Apocalypse Ritual. I don't even know if it makes sense to... I'm just going to buy 3 charges. So the only other thing that I was thinking is I could purchase like an Nova Forge, because it does go on top of the deck. All right, but I think I'm just gonna do the charges for now. Okay, there's my 8, so that's enough to cancel the Apocalypse Ritual. So that's good. All right, Nemesis does go first. Take a token off Apocalypse Ritual. And we draw, dominate, resolve the blood magic effect of each alkali in play without them suffering damage. Do this twice. Okay. Gravehold suffers 1 damage. Any player suffers 1 damage. Maz is going to take 1, go from 8 to 7. Rangoda is going to do 2 damage. It's also going to hit Maza. So that's 3 damage. And then we're going to, and then that repeats. So this time Olgamore is going to take 2. He drops from 5 to 3. And Maz is going to take 1. And he drops from 5 to 4. While Gravehold also takes an additional 1 from that. Okay. Okay, cool. I didn't realize there was any players. Okay. I could just... So I screwed that up. That's actually a really good card. It's not overcosted, because what it allows you to do is what I should have done. It cast any player's prepared spell. So I thought it was your ally's prepared spell, and then return that to that player's hand. So what I should have done is, since I had this with the Pyrotechnic Surge, is I should have prepped the Pyrotechnic Surge, used Vortex Gauntlet to immediately cast it, and then return it to my hand, and then prepped it again. So that's actually really, really freaking good. So I can use it right now instead of casting it, and I'll still have it for next turn. But it's, yeah. I think I'm going to do that just so I can keep those 2 cards together. So I'm going to skip the casting phase on Pyrotechnic Surge. I'm going to use Vortex Gauntlet to cast Pyrotechnic Surge, which then returns it to my hand. But it still does 4 damage. And we're going to hit Kurgax with that. Brings him to 6. Also allows me to destroy a card, which I will destroy Spark. Sweet, sparking. I then get to prep Pyrotechnic Surge back up again. And then I have 8 Aether, which I will use to cancel Apocalypse Ritual. Yeah, I did want that. Sorry. So what I was messing around with my discard. So I flipped it around because I was like, oh no, I want that earlier. And then I realized, no, I actually do want the Vortex Gauntlet at the end, so I can put the Pyrotechnic Surge right on top. Cool. Now Maz's turn. He has 4 spells. So we're going to prep Pyrotechnic Surge and Carbonize. And we're going to hold on to the 2 Thoughtform Familiars. And then we're going to pay 2 for a charge. So he only draws 3 cards. Okay. This is why I bought that Carbonize. This is kind of that critical point in the game. We're in Tier 3 territory, where I can now take a Hall Crown activation turn order card and place it on the bottom, potentially. And that could win me the game right now. Maz has got 4 life, Olgamore's at 3. They were both at 10 just a minute ago. But Rengoda and Kurgax will both die on my next activations. And then I still have 3 Thoughtform Familiars and a Pyrotechnic Surge that I can prep. So I'm definitely in striking distance. There's 2 more Alkalites left. But, you know, I probably can't take them out on this round. But I should be able to on the next one. So I just need to be able to survive these 2 Nemesis cards and hopefully not get a double activation at the start of the next round. Gravehold should be okay. Maza's cutting it a little close. We'll see. And we get Viscera Bride. 18 life, persistent. The Alkalite with the lowest life gains 10 life. Resolve that Alkalite's blood magic effect twice. That's really bad if that... So, if I get a double activation, Nemesis activation right now, I probably lost the game. That's 18 life. That'll heal Rengoda to 11 and give him a double activation. Okay. So that's really bad. Okay. I'm going to cast Pyrotechnic Surge and Carbonize. They are both worth 4 damage, so that is 8 damage, and that's going to hit Viscera Bride. Bring him for 18 to 10. I got to get her out of that. She's super dangerous. I don't have anything I want to destroy. I'm going to prep 2 Thoughtform Familiars. That's worth 4 plus a focus. And that is what I will do. I will focus my 4th breach, and I will use the 4 to purchase 2 charges, which will heal Gravehold 4, heal it back up to 15, from 11 to 15, and that allows me to purchase another breach 4. This deck is so small. Damn. It's okay, little ones. I'm still filming. Okay. So, Rengoda heals 10 from the Viscera Bride. And then activates his blood magic effect twice, which is any player suffers 2 damage. Hey, I'm filming. You don't get a treat. Unless you're a good girl. No. It hurts. Alright, hold up 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. Where was I? Okay, so Rengoda has a double blood magic effect. So his blood magic is any player suffers 2 damage, or any player suffers 1 damage and discards the most expensive card. Well, terrible. So this would be Bloodstone Jewel for Olgamore, or one of the Pyrotechnic Surges for Maza. Neither of which I like. So I'm just going to have them each take 2 damage. So that brings Olgamore to 1, Maza to 2. Whew. And we still have a draw. Resolve the most recently discarded attack card in the Nemesis discard pile. Dominate. Resolve the blood magic effect of each acolyte in play without those acolytes suffering damage twice. Damn it. Okay, so there's no way I can avoid an exhaustion now. Actually, I lost the game. Damn it. Because that's 4. Okay. Let me see this. All right. We're going to have Rengodas go first. No, I guess I don't get to choose, actually, right? So Kurgax goes first. I forgot to be flipping these based on seniority, but Kurgax is the senior one. So Gravehold takes... So here's what we got to do. Kurgax takes 1 damage. Maza takes 1 damage. Okay. It's not quite game over. Then Rengoda activates. Maza takes 1 damage. Actually, he can just... Yeah, it's fine. Maza takes 1 damage. Oh no, he just takes 2 damage. And he becomes exhausted. That destroys his first breach. Takes out his charges. And it does 4 additional points to Gravehold. Brings us to 10. Then it goes back. Because it's resolve each and then repeat. So then Gravehold takes 1 more points of damage. And then I'm choosing Maza to take... It's any player can take 1 damage. So I'm choosing Maza to do that. Which instead does 2 damage to Gravehold. Brings us to 7. And then any player takes 2 damage. Or no, any player takes 1 and discards. So we're going to have Maza take 1. That's another 2 damage to Gravehold. Brings us to 5. And discard a Pyrotechnic Surge. Okay. So it didn't quite kill me. And luckily, that's both Nemesis cards. So I got 3 activations coming up. But it was close. Okay. Olgamore is going to cast Pyrotechnic Surge. 4 damage on Visceral Bride. Brings her to 6. Is there anything I want to destroy? Crystal. Get out of here. Actually, there might even be a spark in there. No. Okay. Damn. I don't have enough to activate my special ability, and my life is too low that Coal Shard gets destroyed. Unless I hold on to it. So, but if I hold on to it, I can't even prep both these spells either. So, I have to take the charges. So Coal Shard gets destroyed. We're going to prep Pyrotechnic Surge. And then for 4, I purchase 2 charges. It's the only way to do it. Okay. We're going to cast Pyrotechnic Surge for 4, and Visceral Bride brings you to 2. We then get to prep Thoughtful Familiar and Nova Forge. Nova Forge does provide an additional 2, but only towards a spell. And this is worth 4, 7. So 2 is going to go for the charge, activate the special ability, and that heals him 6. So he is now back up to 7 life. I still have 5 or 7 towards a spell. Could open that third breach. I don't even know what I have in here anymore. I'm going to purchase 7 towards a spell. And I'm going to purchase another Pyrotechnic Surge and another Thoughtful and Familiar. Just, I want to make sure I'm not lacking. See, this is the problem. There's not enough firepower, right? That's why I'm doing that. Okay. Sweet. I can at least get rid of the Visceral Bride. So this Thoughtful and Familiar is worth 3 damage. This one is worth 4. So I will cast the first one to kill the Visceral Bride. Thank you. Get out of there. And then the second one I will cast for 4. And I will hit Kurgax. That, bring in 2. I'm going to prep Pyrotechnic Surge. And then this is worth 4 Aether, which I will use to purchase 2 charges. This is, so I survived the round, barely. Olgamore, I got the heal off, so he's up to 7. Maza's at 0. Gravehold's only at 5. I do have some damage on deck. That's worth 5. That's worth 4. That's worth 3. So that's 12 damage on deck. It's not horrible. I also get to use Vortex Gauntlet, probably on the Nova Forge. Get that back in my hand. And there's a Carbonize on deck, which is worth another 4. So that's an additional 8. So that's 20 potential damage for this round. There is 11, 13, and those 2 Acolytes, plus another 22 on there, plus whatever that. So I need to survive this round too. I'm not going to win on this round either. Didn't quite get enough firepower. But I should get a heal off for Gravehold at the very least. But it's really going to depend on those tier 3 cards. Can I survive them? I'm actually getting really close to Nemesis running out of cards. There's 4 left. So it's coming down to the wire. Okay, Olgamore. Cool. Thoughtful and Familiar is going to deal 3 damage and kill Kurgax. That brings out Mord. Mord's ability is Gravehold suffers 3 damage, or any player loses 1 charge. Gravehold suffers 1 damage, and this minion suffers 1 damage. I will then cast Nova Forge, hitting Rengoda, dropping him to 7. Actually, I hold on to Nova Forge and I cast it using Vortex Gauntlet. And then generate 9 Aether. So I then prep Nova Forge. And I purchase a Nova Forge, which goes on top of my deck, as well as a Thoughtful and Familiar. No. Okay. Cool. Maz is going to cast Pyrotechnic Surge for 5, hitting Rengoda. Leaves him with 2. And that lets him destroy Crystal. I'm going to prep Carbonize. I will use 1 Breach Ore to open that 4th breach. And then this is worth 6. I'll purchase a Vortex Gauntlet. Sweet. Carbonize is going to go off for 4. That's going to kill Rengoda. And that brings out the final Acolyte, Holdoran. 2 different players each suffer 1 damage. But that means 2 of these are Nemesis activations, which is terrifying. When I cast Carbonize, I get to see Nemesis, so that goes on the bottom. And I will then prep Pyrotechnic Surge and Thoughtful Familiar. And then I generate 3 or 4 if I want to give something to Ogumar. I think I'm just going to take the single charge. Okay, cool. So there should be one more 1 card. Okay. So it should be Nemesis, Ogumar, Nemesis. Monstrosity of Omens. 5 life. When damage is dealt to this minion, reduce that damage to 1. Persistent. Greyfold suffers damage equal to this minion's current life. Holy crap. Which is the exact amount of life Greyfold has. Okay. This is terrifying. We're going to cast Nova Forge to do 1 damage to Monstrosity of Omens. Brings him to 4. We're going to prep Pyrotechnic Surge. And we're going to spend 3 to focus that 3rd breach, prep Nova Forge. And we hold on to the last Pyrotechnic Surge. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I survive? I don't know. Nemesis activates. That means Monstrosity of Omens does 4 damage to Greyfold, brings me to 1. And then we draw. Nameless Faith. Discard, spend 8 Aether, power 1. Shuffle the 2 most recently discarded Acolytes in the Acolyte discard pile back into the Acolyte deck. Resolve the blood magic effect of each Acolyte in play without them suffering damage. So that's a game ender. Of course, Monstrosity of Omens is a game ender as well. And I don't have enough to... Damn. I don't... Oh. Man, it's so close, but I'm not going to make it. Unless this shuffle is 4. I get a quad activation. Both those Nemesis cards just end up on the bottom. I'm screwed. So, Monstrosity of Omens... I have to... Now, if I get Maza first, I can use this special ability and I can heal Greyfold by 4. That will allow me to survive Monstrosity of Omens. So I have to get Maza before Nemesis, period. He can also do 2 damage to it. That's good. But Nameless Faith is also a game ender. And I don't have 8 Aether. He is 5, he is 4. That's it. So I also have to get Ogumar twice, most likely, because Maz's gems got destroyed, to be able to get rid of Nameless Faith. And even then, it's iffy. And he can do 2 damage to Monstrosity of Omens. So I need both. I need 1 cards and at least 1, 2 to happen before the first Nameless activation. That's my only chance. Anything else is a game over. And even with that, that still depends what the Nemesis card is. Like, that's assuming I take no damage from the Nemesis card. So, realistically, can I kill Mord and Haldoran first? That would be the only other way to win. That's 8 damage. 3, 6, 17. Nope. Well, maybe. That's 17. And then I can prep another 9. And another 9. Well, no, not even. 4 and 8. So yeah. But I need a minimum of 3 activations. Even still. I can kill Mord and Holdoran before... I have to kill them before the next Nemesis activation. That's really it. Which means they both need to activate, and then one of them needs to activate again. At a minimum. I didn't actually do the math to see how that... I might end up overkilling one of them really badly. So I might need all 4. But I need a minimum of 3. Sorry. I'm nervous, so I keep shuffling. You see that? Yeah. Moment of truth. Okay. I have a chance. Do I want to bother dividing them up for the monstrosity? I don't know. Let me see. Alright. We're going to start with Pyrotechnic Surge. It's going to do 6 damage. And that's going to hit Mord. Brings him to 5. Then we're going to use Thoughtful and Familiar does 3. Yeah. We're going to hit Mord with that. Brings him to 2. Okay. Then we're going to prep Pyrotechnic Surge, Thoughtful and Familiar. Then I'm going to use Vortex Gauntlet to cast Pyrotechnic Surge for 6, and that returns it to my hand. And that 6 damage is going to hit Holdoran. Brings him to 5. And then that Pyrotechnic Surge I'm going to re-prep up. So this could work. I then have 5 Aether remaining. I will use 2 to purchase a charge. I'll activate a special ability to purchase me a Breach Ore, and the Heal Gravehold by 4 brings it back up to 5. So I have 5 Aether. Use 2 for that. I have 3 remaining, and I will use that for another charge. Not too shabby. Can I win on the next turn? That's 4. No, I cannot. So Ulgamore will be shy 1 damage, but Maza can do it. Maza can kill them both if he gets another activation. That's a pretty garbage hand. Alright, so there's 5 cards in there. One of them is Maza, so that's a 20% chance. If that one's on top, I win. If it's Ulgamore, there's a 40% chance that's Ulgamore. I survive to the next draw pull. And if it's a Nemesis card, I lose. That's pretty much how it works. Well, yeah, no, I lose. Because of the Nameless Faith. Okay, it's a 1. Alright, so I'm still in it. Okay, so Nova Forge is going to go off. Do 4 damage. Killing Mord. Pyrotechnic Surge goes off. Does 4 damage. Holdoran. Leaves him with 1 life. One more damage to Holdoran and wins the game. I will prep Pyrotechnic Surge. I'll pay 4 to open that 3rd breach. Crap Platform Familiar. And draw 4. Okay, so I had a 60% chance of drawing that one. Now again, if it's a Nemesis card, I still lose. Monstrosity Omens will do 4 damage to Gravehold, but the Nameless Faith will bring back 2 Acolytes and resolve their blood magic effects. Maybe I can survive that, but I don't think so. Not after. No, actually, this blood magic effect only by itself, because it's going to reduce Gravehold to 1, that's still game over. So, there are 4 cards remaining. There's 1, 2 Nemesis cards. It's 50-50. If I get a 1 or a 2, I win. If I get a Nemesis card, I lose. 50-50. Coin flip. I lost. Damn. Monstrosity Omens activates. That brings us from 5 to 1. Sorry. Then Nameless Faith activates because I didn't have enough Aether to get rid of it. Shuffle the 2 most recently discarded Acolytes in the Acolyte discard pile back into the Acolyte deck. So Mord and Rengoda go back into the Acolyte deck. Resolve the blood magic effect of each Acolyte in play without those Acolytes suffering damage from their blood magic effects. Because there's only 1 in play, 1 has to come out. Rengoda. Can I survive this? Maybe. Maybe. So Holder's ability, 2 different players, each suffer 1 damage. Depends how you read that. No. I don't think I can do that. So if I could tank both on Olgamore, then I can survive that, and I can survive Rengoda's. But if it has to be 2 different ones, that means Olgamore takes 1, Maza takes 1, which is 2 damage to Gravehold. Boom. Dead. It specifically says 2 different players. Man. 1 damage. 1 damage to Holder Arm would have won in the game. Man, this is a... And let's see what the... Okay, so I would have lost anyway, because the next card was a Nemesis card. Yeah, so I would have lost anyway. Man, he's tough. He's tough. I got my economy. I got plenty of charge generation. I got my breaches open. I got damage. And I had healing. I had healing and Gravehold healing. How many times did I use this special ability? 5? At least 5. Because there's no breach ores left. I don't. At least 5. So that means Gravehold took 50 damage. Minimum. Not to mention I used his ability probably about the same. 4 or 5 times. So that's another 30 hit points. Man. He just does so much damage. Because all those double unleash cards. Yeah, that wouldn't necessarily killed me. It was a great run. It was a lot of fun. And I did learn something. I learned why Vortex Gauntlet is so good. I didn't see it before. I thought, okay, it's kind of a double cast. But no, what it really is it lets you throw up your Pyrotechnic Surge, use the Vortex on the same... So like this turn right here. Okay? So let's get rid of these. So I cast those. Okay, well, what do I got down here? I have, for sake of argument, let's just add a Frozen Magmite to this hand. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, this would look like I'm going to prep my Pyrotechnic Surge, or actually, here's what I would do. I would use my Bloodstone Jewel, Frozen Magmite, open that 4th breach. Then I would prep Pyrotechnic Surge for the 3rd and 4th breach. I would then use Vortex Gauntlet to cast Pyrotechnic Surge for 6 damage, allowing me to go through my deck and destroy a card. I then return it to my hand, prep it again to my 3rd and 4th breach, while also prepping my Thoughtful Familiars to my 1st and 2nd. So each of these becomes 4 damage, 4 damage, 6 damage, after casting an additional 6. So I did 6, and then I put, 14 on deck. And when I cast it again, I get to destroy an additional card. So, very, very cool. You really need to put this next to your most powerful card, so that when you draw it, you can, which is tough to do because it will shuffle. You could put it next to a Nova Forge, for example. Put your Nova Forge up there, prep it, cast it, prep it again. But then that goes into your discard, and then you... So you just, when you cast it, you want to make sure you put this at the back of your discard pile after you discard your hand, so that you can then cast it and put it back on top and keep them together. So I didn't know that. That's a really cool interaction. Very, very powerful. Nova Forge also I hadn't gotten before. I like that card. 6 cost, 4 damage is pretty solid, and it effectively lets you purchase spells. I forgot to use that special ability a couple times, but it helps. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. This was a really fun run. It was super tight. It's a little disheartening because it went so well, and I accomplished basically everything I wanted to do, and I still lost. So, I don't know, man. How can I improve what I'm already doing? Maybe getting a better store. There are some, it's not the best cards for this situation, but it wasn't bad. It definitely wasn't bad. The only thing I would swap out, maybe Thoughtful and Familiar and Carbonize. One of them for a 5-cost spell. Probably not Fiery Torrent. I probably would have gone with, if I could choose. I would have went with Celestial Spire, getting all 5 of these, and gotten additional card draws. Auroras for passive generation as well. Oh. I don't even know if that's that useful, because most of the damage is 1. You mostly just get planked to death. Yeah. Celestial Spire would have been useful instead of Carbonize. And maybe swap Nova Forge for Equilibrium. Sure. But that's not necessary, I don't think. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Love you guys. You're the best.